Yesterday, many of us received the news that we were expecting but did not want to hear. That Bernie Sanders was suspending and effectively ending his 2020 presidential campaign. Many of us, especially in states that had not voted yet, were probably looking forward to opportunities to, much as we had done 4 years ago, work in support of Bernie and his ideas. As he has stated, while the campaign has stopped, the movement has not. As was said in the movie V for Vendetta, you cannot kill an idea. The ideas that Bernie Sanders has brought to the table, especially on issues of economic inequality, and the millions of young people that he has brought into the political process, if unfortunately not to the polls, are not going away anytime soon. There are also people now, like AOC, like the women of the squad, that can carry on Bernie's message well beyond not only 2020, but Bernie's natural life. Remember, he is 78 years old. The question now has to be what Bernie's supporters do now. To me, there are two basic options. The first is work to defeat Trump. Now, I admit this may mean holding our noses and supporting Joe Biden. A lot of supporters I know on social media are not comfortable with this, and many of them have said they may work down ballot in Senate and House races in a sense to create a Democratic Congress that could be an effective block to Trump and his agenda. It may not be a fully progressive Democratic majority, but at least it would be a way to stop Trump's attacks on the courts and decades of progressive legislation. For those folks that do not want to work to defeat Trump, it may be best for them right now to start working on the networks of mutual aid, the networks of mutual education, the networks of mutual communication, and the networks of mutual defense that will be needed in a second Trump term. This might mean a lot of Bernie supporters getting out of their comfort zones and getting into the streets and getting into communities of color and refugee communities. It may mean a lot of them also have to make lifestyle changes. They may have to accept working with social media and technology in an environment where they will be constantly monitored. Finally, they may have to study. They may have to start now looking at various mutual aid organizations and possibly various underground movements, such as the resistance to the Nazis or the Underground Railroad. I'll be exploring all of these in the weeks to come, but decisions need to be made as hopefully many Bernie supporters have realized that their inactions have consequences. And maybe this year, more of them will be willing to take ownership